through our CLC process, we have the time and the resources to come together to look at our student misconceptions. Last week we were here, and through the collaboration process, we noticed that our students were struggling in some areas. So this week we brought back our student data and some of our student work. So in the initiation process, we looked at our students, how they did on the previous test, and then started in on the collaboration piece to be able to use the TEKS resources and things that we are currently using in our classrooms. This allows us to know what our students know, what we need our students to know, and what we need to change as teachers to be able to bring the knowledge that our kids need to be successful on the STAR. Our transformation piece this week is to take these strategies and the tools we learned this week back to our classrooms to implement through different uses, use our strategies to address the misconceptions our kids have. And we will bring that data back to our classroom or back to our CLC next week to see how the kids did and what we can change going forward.
My name is Heather Chide, and I am a collaborative learning leader here at Ball High School. A success story that I would like to share within our collaborative learning communities is our Walks for Learning. We collaborated with a group of teachers throughout the math, the science, the reading, the history departments, and we came up with instructional strategies over a period of time to implement within our classroom instruction for data-driven success. Our teachers got the opportunity to walk in other teacher classrooms, observe, visit, looking for the certain specific strategies that we talked about within the collaborative learning communities. Our teachers also were able to collaborate with each other to figure out what were the areas of need within their own instruction. We then looked for support throughout the walkthroughs or the class visits, and we were able to come up with ideas and meet together and share all of our different information that we learned. Within our collaborative learning communities, we were able to share all the different information, the different instructional strategies that we saw to compile a list of ideas that we can take back and grow and learn within our own instruction in our classroom. It was a great opportunity for our teachers to get to see how other teachers teach, the different types of teaching styles. So they really enjoyed learning and walking and doing their class visits, and they are excited to go back and utilize and implement the strategies that they witnessed and all the different activities that they were able to see within their Walks for Learning and put it into action and in their own classrooms.
At Ball High, teacher CLCs have created an environment where teachers can really focus on student needs. Teachers have created protocols for examining student work. They first begin by identifying what student mastery looks like and agreeing upon learning targets. Then teachers examine student work to identify where learning gaps are and maybe student misconceptions. Teachers then identify instructional strategies and research-based best practices. Teachers agree upon these instructional strategies and go back to classrooms and implement them. They then come back and look at the student work to identify whether these instructional strategies and research-based best practices worked and whether the intervention was successful or not. And then based upon that, we continue to either implement them or we identify another instructional strategy to implement. From this continuous cycle of improvement and formative assessment, we're able to identify best practices and help our students continue to grow and achieve more at Ball High.
So as an assistant principal here at Ball High School, my role is to support the CLLs, the CLFs, and our teachers to provide implement instruction for our students that is embedded with professional development in our CLCs, going through and ensuring our data aligns with our initiatives, district and campus-wide. Through all of this process, all of our teachers are showing extreme growth and teamwork, which is our positive here at Ball High School.
Hi, my name is Asia Cormier. I am the English Department Chair. One of my favorite things about meeting with my CLC is our data analysis meetings after we give our 6 weeks unit assessments. We have really kind of mastered this concept of breaking down the data, and each person takes on a different aspect of it, and I found it to be really beneficial in looking at the data. So one person compares what we've done this year with what we've done in previous years. One person kind of tracks what TEKS we tested. My favorite part and what I always do is the item analysis, where we break down each of the questions, the highly missed questions, and we see where exactly our kids may have went wrong and try and identify the misconceptions. And I found it to be really beneficial in informing our instruction, because we start to see what are we missing, what could we be doing to kind of address these strategies and these skills in our classrooms so that we can improve the performance.
It is a true collaboration between teachers and our collaborative learning leaders. In fact, they actually set the agenda for most meetings. Sometimes they discuss data, sometimes they discuss the exams they're giving, sometimes they discuss students and classroom management, and oftentimes they discuss curriculum and what they can do to make their teaching better to get the attention of more students.
As a principal, my role is to help the CLCs thrive, make sure that they're following procedures, but more importantly, we have a larger voice in the school. The CLFs, our collaborative learning facilitators, are a group of teachers that are being trained to help with staff development amongst their peers. But more importantly, they have a voice. We have a stronger voice than we ever did. It's a true republic type atmosphere, in the sense that we make changes based on the needs that they find in the programs, whether that be through data, through their observations, so forth. So the success I'm referring to is the collegiality atmosphere we created.